Okay, today's objective is to multiply fractions. So here's our first example, 1/2 times 1/4. Now when we multiply fractions, all we're doing is multiplying the numerator times the numerator, and then the denominator times the denominator. It's a little bit confusing because usually when we think about multiplication, we get a really big number. But when we multiply two fractions together, our product, the answer, actually becomes smaller. So let's check it out. 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 4 is 8. So 1/2 times 1/4 is actually 1/8, which is smaller than both of those numbers. So let's try to figure out why this is. I'm going to try and draw a model of it over here. So the word multiply actually means of, if we can think of it that way. And I'm making my model right over here for 1/4. Now we need to shade one in. Shade in this guy. Sweet. Back to my pen. Okay, so our problem says, what is 1/2 of 1/4? Well, I have 1/4 here. Now I need to take half of that 1/4. Okay, I can do that. So I draw a line, and I take half of that 1/4. So I'm going to take the bottom half of the 1/4. I'll make that purple. So this is the bottom half of 1/4. Try that again. There we go. So when I look at this, 1/2 of 1/4 is actually this section over here that got covered in black. That's only 1/8. Look at all the parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many have two colors? Only that one box. That's why it's 1/8. So when we multiply fractions, our product usually becomes smaller. Let's try another one. 5/8 times 16/20. This is a big problem. So I have 5/16. I can't do that in my head. I better show some work for that. So 16 times 5. I have a 0 because 5 times 6 is 30. 0 is there. Carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 3 is 8. So this is 80 for my numerator. My denominator is 8 times 20. Well, 8 times 2 is 16. I add my 0. Boom. Got it. Is this fraction reduced? The answer is no. So I have to reduce this fraction. Well, I can see that they both end in 0. So I'll divide top and bottom by 10. And I get 8 over 16. Can it be reduced even more? Well, I know that 2 goes into both of these, so I'll try that. 2, 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Can I divide this even more? Yes! I can divide both of these by 4 because I know that 4 is a factor of both of these numbers. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So my answer is 1/2. It's a lot of multiplication work. And I know what you're thinking. Is there a shortcut? Please tell me there's a shortcut. Yes, there's a shortcut. I'm going to rewrite this problem down here. 5/8 times 16/20. Now, when you go to multiply fractions, you need to start looking diagonally. Yes, I said diagonally. Look at this multiplication sign. See how it goes diagonally here and it goes diagonally here. And you can ask yourself, am I going to be lucky? That's what you have to say. Ready? Am I going to be lucky? Say it. No, seriously, say it. I hope you said it. Okay, let's look at 5 and 20. Do 5 and 20 share any factors? Yes, they share 5. 5 goes into 5 and 5 goes into 20 evenly. So how many times does 5 go into 5? Cross it out. The answer is 1. How many times does 5 go into 20? The answer is 4. Because 5 times 4 is 20. Now let's look over here diagonally. Get a new color. Do 8 and 16 share any factors? The answer is yes. They share the factor of 8. 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into 16 twice. Now I can multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. Can I reduce this? Well, yeah, that's pretty easy. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. And I get 1/2. So when you multiply fractions, you need to multiply going straight across and then reduce. If you look for common factors diagonally, you can shorten that process and make your work a little bit more manageable. Good luck. I can't wait to see what you can do.